Welcome to the Book of Tarot. This is Reverend Stephanie Neal, Lesson 16, presenting Frank Albano's Albano's Major Arcana interpretations. All right, so under general information, when some folks interpret the tarot, they use just one symbol to read the entire scene, which is perfectly fine. And examples of this is that some folks focus on just, let's give an example, the Hebrew symbol on the card. That is, if there is a Hebrew symbol on that particular deck, which they then interpret every single symbol on that card and relate it back to the Hebrew symbol, while others interpret the card using a number on the deck, numerology, and do the same thing, interpret all or most of the symbols and bring it back to the number, the main element in the scene, or hermetic thought. Folks that interpret through that, they also relate to those symbols and tie everything in the scene to those, or alchemy. And some readers focus on the elements and present an exciting reading as well. So it all works. There are many ways to interpret the tarot, all equally valued. And yet, while others take as much information they can to read the card, meaning the question, the spread, what deck they decide to use, the scene on the card, and then, of course, the number and the color and so on, all moving the reader through their psychic gate, because isn't that what it's all about? And not that a person can be a good reader by following and focusing in on these different methods without being enormously psychic. Yet remember, everyone is psychic. But many readers will take something to help them pass the threshold of the psychic gate, help them shift, even if it's just by intent, that they can do that easily within a twinkling of an eye, and they need nothing to shift. So once again, a whole gambit of ways to start speaking from your psychic self. Then there are individuals' worldview, perspectives are greatly changing day by day as a result of just living life, or what humanity is experiencing now. If our perspectives are shifting, then our lens on how we see the tarot are also shifting. So the way I look at it is that the tarot is a book about everything, which we wield to create everything. All right, under interpretations, as I said previously, the Albano deck, under the direction of, he was called Frankie Albano, created a clone deck of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck in 1968 by Tarot Productions, Inc. It went out of print in the late 1970s and then returned in print and available in 1991 by US Games, Inc. And I'm sure, yes, I know for a fact that they still sell the Albano on US Games. All right, so let's begin with Albano's interpretations. 0, the fool, thoughtlessness, folly, extravagance, lack of discipline, immaturity, irrational, insecurity, frivolity, delirium, frenzy, enthusiasm. 1, the magician, originality, creativity, imagination, self-reliance, spontaneity, self-confidence, flexibility, masterfulness, self-control, deception, sleight of hand. The high priestess, 2, wisdom, sound judgment, common sense, serenity, objectivity, penetration, foresight, intuition, perception, self-reliance, unemotional, platonic relationships. 3, the Empress, feminine progress, fruitfulness, accomplishment, mother, sister, wife, marriage, children, feminine influence, ability to motivate others, practicality, intuition. The Emperor, worldly power, confidence, wealth, stability, authority, indomitable spirit, war-making tendencies, father, brother, husband, male, influence, domination of intelligence and reason over emotion and passion. The Hierophant, ritualism, mercy, kindness, forgiveness, inspiration, compassion, servitude, timidity, overt reserve, captivity to one's own ideas, tendency to cling to ideas and principles even after they are outdated, conformity, a religious or spiritual leader. 6, the Lovers, love, beauty, perfections, harmony, trust, beginning of a romance, deep feelings, optimism, freedom of emotion, the necessities of a testing or of subjecting to trial, struggling between sacred and profane love. And that profane doesn't mean what we think of it currently. Profane is just another word for the mundane world, or it might mean profane, a meaningful affair. The Chariot, 7, adversity, possibly already overcome, conflicting influences, turmoil, vengeance, success, possibly a journey, escape, rushing to a decision, need to pay attention to details, urgency to gain control over one's emotions. 8, strength, strength, courage, conviction, energy, resolution, defiance, action, confidence, zeal, matter over mind, and alternatively mind over matter, accomplishment. 9, the Hermit, knowledge, prudence, discretion, caution, vigilance, circumspection, self-denial, withdrawal, regress, tendency to withhold emotion, fear of discovery. 10, wheel of fortune, destiny, fortune, fate, outcome, approaching the end of a problem, good or bad luck, depending on influences of nearby cards. Inevitably, the wheel suggests the course of events from beginning to end. Advancement, for better or worse. 11. Justice. Justice, reasonable, proper balance, harmony, equity, righteousness, virtue, honor. Just reward, the eventual outcome, whether favorable or unfavorable, will be truly fair for the person concerned. Equilibrium, poise, impartiality. 12. The Hanged Man. Life in suspension. The transition, change, reversal of mind, and in one's way of life. Apathy and dullness. Abandonment, renunciation, the changing of life's focuses. The period of respite between significant events. Sacrifice, repentance, readjustment, regeneration, the approach of new life forces. 13. Death. Transformation, clearing away the old to make way for the new. Unexpected change, loss, alteration, abrupt change of the old self, though not necessarily physical death. The ending of a familiar situation or friendship, financial loss, beginning of a new era, illness, possibly death. 14. Temperance. Temperance, patience, accomplishment through self-control and frugality, accommodation, harmony, the mixing or bringing together into perfect union, management, fusion, adjustment, good influence, consolidation, successful combination. 15. The Devil. Subordination, ravage, bondage, maleficence, subservience, downfall, lack of success, weird experience, bad outside influence or advice, unexpected failure, black magic, inability to realize one's goals, violence, shock, fatality, self-punishment, temptation. 16. The Tower. Complete and sudden change, breaking down of old beliefs, abandonment of past relationships, severing of a friendship, changing one's opinion, unexpected events, bankruptcy, downfall, loss of stability, loss of security. 17. The Star. Hope, faith, inspiration, bright prospects, mixing of past and present optimism, insight, good omen, spiritual love, astrological influence, fulfillment, pleasure, the proper balancing of desire, work, hope, effort, love, and expression. 18. The Moon. Deception, twilight, obscurity, intuition, disillusionment, danger, bad influence, ulterior motives, false friends, selfishness, deceit, craftiness, disgrace, slander, libel, unknown enemies, superficiality. 19. The Sun. Satisfaction, accomplishment, contentment, favorable relationships, pleasures derived in simple daily existence, liberation, achievements in the arts. Come out of the shadows and bask in the warmth of the sun. 20. Judgment. Judgment, atonement, possibly the need to forgive, the moment to account for the manner in which we have used our opportunities. Rejuvenation, rebirth, improvement, development, promotion, the desire for immortality, legal judgment in one's favor. One should carefully consider how present actions affect other persons. 21. The world. Attachment, completion, perfection, ultimate change, the end result of all efforts. Synthesis, fulfillment, capability, triumph in undertakings, the rewards that come from hard work, admirations of others. Okay, under approach, talking a little bit about when reading the tarot, you can use it as a counseling tool, because it's important to know that many Corns will visit a tarot reader because they're at their wits' end and truly need help in deciding what to do or how to get through a trial. And remember, we are not trained counselors, well, unless you are a credentialed counselor. However, many readers are trained in spiritual counseling and have much experience in that. So we highlight options, allowing the seeker to find the answer within, if possible. And if not, then we give suggestions for they to consider. It is they that make the decision, not the reader. At least that's my philosophy on it. This is my opinion. Then another approach is interpreting the symbols in the scene, but this time I'm talking about what the main characters or every character that what they're doing. In other words, the action in the card. Many Corns' first and only question is, what do I do? Or what do I do now? And this is an action-oriented question. And more specifically, what the seeker is really asking is, what do I do right now, this moment, or today, or tomorrow? I mean, it's very current. And as the reader, you begin to search in the card, the symbols, for how one can move through a situation smoothly as possible, giving the seeker options while giving them hope in some form as you interpret the scene. All the while trusting in your own psychic abilities. What action is happening in the scene? Not just the main character. Sometimes the smallest being in the scene is the most important to the question, and everything is considered a living entity, a living being. Until next time, blessed be.